Lord. What's poppin', T-subs and squad? So listen, as you all know, now that we in the second zombie wave, girl, and shit still damn near shut down, TV has been scarce. Y'all know we normally do reality TV on weekdays, but there isn't much on. So today I was on the phone with Bestie, and she had me up around here watching Ghosted Girl on MTV. Now, I wasn't interested in seeing Ghosted, just like I wasn't interested in seeing Catfish. Girl, the gag is, I ain't really seen that much of MTV since True Life and Wildin' Out, and only the first few seasons of Wildin' Out was on MTV. But I decided to give Ghosted a chance. Girl, I done messed around and binge watched the whole first season. Now we down to season 2. Okay, so this is why I'm about to give y'all season 2, episode 3 of Ghosted with Mariah and James. No, I did not take notes because it wasn't too much of anything because, everybody is still quarantining and whatnot. So we meet. We don't meet. Travis and Rachel meet up basically to talk about the itinerary for the day, talk about the new person that done reached out to them, and her name is Mariah. First of all, Mariah is from the hometown. Mariah got home court advantage. She's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. So shout out to you, Mariah. Yes, ma'am. Beautiful girl. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. She works at the Cheesecake Factory, and she started dating her co-worker, whose name is James. Now, before she got with James, she was in a tumultuous relationship with her ex-boyfriend, and she admitted that there was an overlapping of time between James and her ex-boyfriend. And basically, James let her know up front, listen, if you want there to be something between us, you're going to have to get rid of that. Which, in a sense, I'm not mad at him with that. It's like at the end of the day, you constantly complain to me about him. You really don't want to be with him. The relationship is very tumultuous anyway. So it's like, I was kind of with James. Like, listen, I'm not about to sit here and be your knight in shining armor forever. It's either going to have to be me or him. And so because the relationship with the ex wasn't going anywhere, she said, fine, I don't mind doing that. I want to be with you anyway, so it is what it is. So she decided to get with James. And for the most part, James was everything that she was looking for in a man that she was not getting in her prior relationship. Shortly after she left him, though, he ghosted her. He stopped showing up for work. He stopped taking her calls, stopped taking her text messages, FaceTimes, stopped coming around there to see her. It got to a point where he even quit the Cheesecake Factory, right? So then Rachel and Travis had 3 homegirls, 3 co-workers of hers that knew the both of them and the situation. What was their names? Deja, Lizzie, and Jess. I want to say the name was. And it was Jess that came up with, the name of another young lady whose name was Annie, who also works at the Cheesecake Factory. Because I guess Jess follows him on Snapchat, and he posted a picture of Annie on his Snapchat. So Jess was like, well, he was kind of sort of trying to talk to her before Mariah came. And so then when Mariah came, he completely forgot about Annie and starting pursuing Mariah, which I understood it because Mariah is everything Jess could never, not Jess, and Annie could never be. Okay. So I totally understood why he said, yeah, I thought I liked that, but this is where I'm at now. And so she was like, listen, if you all really want some actual factual, some real tea, I suggest y'all talk to him about her. Because he's recently been posting her on the Snapchat. Liz talked about an instance that she had, an encounter that she had with the ex-boyfriend. Apparently, I'm assuming Mariah was taking her home from work, and I guess the ex-boyfriend was following her. And then, she talked about how, he mistook her for another dude and walked up on the car asking her who he was and this, that, and this. Just real stalkerish, temptationist from Tyler Perry type of shit. The girl ain't nobody got time for. Listen, you a man. Grab your nuts and move the hell on. Ain't nobody got no time for nobody to be running around here with this acrimony type bullshit, especially coming from a grown, rusty ass man. No, ma'am. I won't hear for that. And I'm not here for no man running around here doing that. I'm not. It's over. She don't want you no more. The relationship was going absolutely nowhere anyhow. I'm more than sure he was just as miserable as she was. And I never really understood that about people. If the both of y'all are miserable, why are y'all hanging on to a relationship that obviously ain't getting neither one of y'all nowhere? That's always been completely stupid and retarded to me. Now, I ain't really never been in nothing like that because, listen, I'm a Pisces. I don't have no problems with telling you, listen, this just ain't working out. I tried to can, but I can't, and I'm tired of trying at this point. So, maybe I'm not the best person to speak on this because I'm not no weak hoe. Like, I don't mind letting you know, look, yeah, listen, the D good and all of that, but child, I'll find somebody else to give me all of that because while the D is good, everything else sucks, and everything else is outweighing the good D at this point. That's just the way I feel about it. It is what it is. So then they finally was able to get in contact with James because James left their messages on red, but then he decided to reach out, you know what I'm saying, and said, listen, hey, look, I don't mind sitting talking to y'all. I don't mind sitting talking to her. We could go on ahead. I could let her know what I need to let her know, and we could just, get on up from there. So, of course, all of this is done over Zoom. So, all four of them was on the Zoom together. The two hosts, Travis and Rachel, as well as James and Mariah. So Travis and Rachel said, all right, we're about to dismiss ourselves. We're still here, but we're going to take the cameras off of us. It's going to be on y'all. And they let both of them know, listen, Mariah, you're going to have the floor. Say what you got to say. James, then you're going to have the floor. Say what they got to say. Y'all not going to overtalk each other. Y'all not going to do anything. Both of you guys are going to show each other mutual respect, which is something that I like. So Mariah was like, listen, I'm confused. I'm befuddled. I'm not understanding what the situation is. Like, me and you was good. We were talking. We were vibing. You're responsible for getting me out of a tumultuous relationship that I had no business in being in. You wanted me to leave that situation. I did, just to show you how much I appreciate you, how much I really want this to blossom into something much more. I go through all of these hoops and then you ghost me. What's tea? So then James gonna say, well, everything was good, blah, blah, blah. But me and you will have conversations and you always compare my sex game to your ex's sex game. You was always trying to compare the both of us. You was always talking about how basically her ex hit it a whole lot better than he ever could. And, listen, I'm trying to can, but I can't. And he was basically saying, as a man, that hurt his pride, yada, yada, yada. And that's the main reason why I ghosted you. I just didn't like that. Had this woman all in her feelings, all in her bag, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to make you feel that way. That was never my intentions. Me and you started off as friends before anything, and we were able to sit down and talk about stuff like that. And, I guess, in doing that, I was comfortable with doing that, and I should not have done that. You know what I mean? And on one token, I could understand it. Like, as a guy, it probably would be a shot to a man's ego if you're sitting up telling me that my sex ain't shit compared to what you had with your ex. Like, and it ain't even a man thing. It ain't even a man thing. I believe if it was vice versa and a guy told that to a woman, it would make her feel the exact same way. So then Rachel, because Rachel is a lawyer before all of this, and she says, well, listen, I don't really think that that's the real issue. You need to be honest with not only yourself, but her, and go on ahead and tell her what the real issue is. So come to find out, Travis was just as much as a piece of shit as the ex was. How, he was already cheating on her, cheated on her with multiple girls, cheated on her with the girls that he worked with. Okay, and I really want to know, is them girls, Jess, Annie, Lizzie, and what's the other girl name? Deja. I mean, the Cheesecake Factory only but so damn big. And when he sat up there and said that he was cheating, not only was he cheating on her with bitches that she don't know, he was cheating on her with bitches that she did know. So it makes me question, were all of y'all just sitting around here being Spackavellis to each other? That's some nasty ass shit, which is why I would never, and have I ever, dated anybody that I worked with. Because that never works out. You're basically taking your work home with you. And that's a whole nother reason why. And the thing is, James is actually very attractive. So it's not hard for me to think that he probably messed around with Deja and Lizzie and Jess and Annie. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, she gets upset. She was basically like, listen, you done sat there and tried to make me feel bad about myself. And the entire time, the only reason why you ghosted me was because you was sitting around here being community dick to everybody down to the Cheesecake Factory. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no stuffing, or no gravy. I'm not doing this with you. And Miss Girl ended the whole Zoom conversation. And I don't blame her because, and that's the thing that bothers me about men. It's like men can't never just sit down and say what it is. Sit down and say they faults. It's always everybody else's fault but they own. I mean, I don't know, girl. I'm just saying. Listen, and I told my best friend this today. I said, girl, I'm sitting here gay. I don't know why. Because men ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I contemplated about going straight today. Girl, could you believe it? But eventually, they catch up with her 2 months later and come to find out she completely left James alone. That's a thing in the past. Not only did she leave James alone, Mama Girl found her another Cheesecake Factory to work at. Yeah, you might need to do that. Because in my opinion, won't none of them hoes your friend. And I really feel like this needs to be a lesson to Mariah. Never date your coworker. It never gets you nowhere. It doesn't. It gets you absolutely nowhere. But yeah, y'all, that was it. That was episode 3, season 2 of Ghosted. It's actually really, really good. So anybody that has MTV or the MTV app or whatever it is that you have, definitely go out and check MTV's Ghosted. It is so good. It really is. It is so good. Like, y'all, some of the episodes of the first season made me so damn mad, girl. I ain't know what to do with myself. So shout out to Travis. Shout out to Rachel. This was a really great idea. I'm glad that they're capitalizing off of this, and I see this show really going places. I really honestly do. It is that good. But y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give you. Let's get the discussion popping. Let me know what y'all thought. Even let me know if y'all even watch this show. Depending on how many likes, clicks, and views that I get, which I hope it's a lot, because that's what's helped this video circulate through the algorithm. I just said. I'm going to keep it up here on the repertoire. I am, because it was just that good to me. I'm about to get off of here and enjoy the rest of my night, and I suggest y'all do the same. Bye. What you're giving, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.